course, right behind me is the Rock House. The house that Rose built for her parents with all her cash. Yes, back in Mansfield. And I came here looking for answers. Answers to questions like, why can't one admit that Rose's influence was a little greater than people are leading the public on? So I was just in there, the tour guide, very talkative, very nice, great, friendly person. And I brought up Rose and discussed some things. And she said it this way. She said that when Laura first took out that big cheat pad and started writing down all of these memoirs, Pioneer Girl, that she believed that it is what the publishers would want. Now, according to my tour guide just then, very nice lady, Rose told her, like, mom or mother or whatever she called her, you might want to make it a little more kiddish. That's what she told me. But nevertheless, she wrote it. She wrote Pioneer Girl, and they sent it off. Now, the odd thing about this is that one would assume that it was going to be Rose's power of influence, her connections in the world of publishing, that would even get her mother's writing anywhere outside of Mansfield. Now, albeit she did write for the paper, and she was, I'm not taking that away. But it's odd that I'm being told that she was second guessing her daughter. Now, per the conversation that I just had, supposedly, or as I was just instructed, as I was just told, that, and this is a very steep hill, I don't know how these ladies, this is paved. They would have been like walking in the mud. Oh, okay. Now, I'll be right back. So back to the tour guide. So once the original Pioneer Girl was submitted, it came back, and it was not what was needed by, or no interest by, any publishers. Then, as I was just told, it dawned on her that her daughter might know what she's talking about. Now, this is Rose Wilder Lane, the Rose Wilder Lane, who wrote all kinds of stuff, including Discovery of Freedom, one of the greatest, if not, no, it's not. So, I came here looking for answers. I'm not finished yet, but what I found is that the answers I'm getting, the explanations I'm getting, are from a school of thought that is a little different than mine, and just exactly how these Little House books came to be. But they are, and that's great. But we're gonna head back down this trail, back down the hill, back to Rocky Ridge, into the museum, and see what we can find in the museum. More walking, and it's hot, but there's no bugs. All right, so here we are at the end of the day of visiting Mansfield, Missouri, Rocky Ridge, twice in 1 year. But this time we went with a mission to attempt to discover the impact, the amount of influence that Rose had on the Little House books. Now, I must say I'm surprised again. But I will start with this. Rose said one time, or she wrote, "Curiosity is the hunger of the human mind." So, I'm happy, because that sounds like me right now, with all this Little House stuff. I'm just being curious. So, Rose, I'm with you. Now, this is the one thing she wrote that kind of bugs me right now. It says, "The longest lives are short. It is our work that lasts longer." Now, she uses the word our, O-U-R. And I'm thinking about that because does she mean it like as society as a whole? Or does she mean it as her mom and she... It says it's not my work, it's our. I don't know if she would have wanted credit or even to be acknowledged. But she seems someone who is very aware of her constitution, composition. So I'm taken with that. I'm struggling. I'm struggling with that because it is Laura Ingalls Wilder's work. Although we do know now that it was heavily edited by Rose. Now, I learned today, and I do believe this, I agree with this, that her mother, Laura, had the final say. When Rose would edit and she would bring something back, if something was removed, Laura would say, "No, that has to stay." And I believe that from... It doesn't seem realistic that she was a ghost writer after seeing with the recent book, the Pioneer Girl, being released. At this point, I'm satisfied with I'm satisfied with my answers. But I am curious because I know many people would not want this libertarian, feminist, short hair, short skirt, smoking cigarettes to represent the purity of Little House on the Prairie. But I do also know that when Rose turned over the keys to everything in Mansfield to this town, when her mother died, she never went back until she came back in a casket. So I don't think the town and Rose had much of a relationship. And maybe she just thumbed her nose at him and went on her way. Maybe she didn't care. But I'm curious. Now, the new question. It's not the influence or the impact that Rose had. Did she care that she has just been forgotten? How do I find that answer? Well, curiosity, hunger of the mind. Until next time, I think that's going to do it for any Little House on the Prairie 2025 stuff. We're going to move on to other interesting things, unless this, it's like that band, Never Say Never.